Welcome to episode 2. This is the second half of that very busy day that I started in the last episode. Worked on all kinds of different projects. This one's a little bit shorter, so if you felt that first video was a little bit long-winded, I cut things up in a little bit shorter pieces, and of course it was the end of the day. So without any more delay, here is the rest of the projects. So here's another little oddball project that I have. What you're looking at is a piece of what used to be my deck. If I pan around here, you can see that my deck is over here, all right? But this whole area over here used to be a deck as well. It was a much larger deck because you can see I used to have a swimming pool, a very large swimming pool. This pool is gone, pool aged out, fell apart, rusted out kind of thing. So got rid of that and put a retaining wall in, another project from the past. But anyways, this half of the deck is gone. And I saved a lot of the wood from it, put it on this rack here, and I've used actually a lot of the wood already. But I kept these pieces that were like a backstop on the deck, okay? And this is the last one of them. And I originally was gonna reuse these as kind of like a little fence, but they're pretty flimsy on their own, and I didn't feel like I could actually move them into a position without destroying them. So I'm just gonna cut them up. What I found is I like these boards for some reclaiming, for rebuilding stuff. I've made some benches out of them. It's just cedar pickets, fence pickets. They're like 20 years old, but they're still in great shape. They've been painted many times. So I'm gonna cut these out. I'm gonna save the 4x4s on the end, maybe the 4x4 in the middle, and then the rest of the scraps are gonna go onto my fire pit. So you're gonna see me kind of hacking away at this, and it might be enjoyable. I'm gonna use a little Sawzall. All right, we're back with that next battery. Battery life on this DeWalt is pretty good. This saw really sucks a lot of power, so I also have got my safety glasses, which I should have had from the beginning, but did not. Now I do. All right, this next station, I'm gonna be cutting these up, at least squaring off the ends and getting rid of any junk. Stuff like this, I'm just gonna square up the ends. So you can see, I got quite a stockpile here from the deck. These are the fence boards that were making up the backdrop, but I got lots of 2x6s, some 18 footers from the foundation, a bunch of 4x4s, and I'll use this up. I made this rack specifically for the demo job, and it's not working great. It's gonna suffice for what it's gonna be, but plan is to use this wood up or to find a better home for it in the near future. Probably gonna end up underneath that part of the deck, anything I want to store, and then this will go away and open up the lawn again. Another future project is kind of replacing this plastic shed. This is full of yard tools, stuff like that, but it kind of sucks. Doors don't stay shut. It's a mess. So that's another project to build that. I might use some of the lumber from this to build a new shed. Let's get rid of these scraps and finish up the job. So I'll bring you around later for the fire pit fire. That should be fun. That should be a good payoff. Another project completed in the yard. Still before noon, but we got some other stuff to go back to finish up. And I'll see you guys throughout the rest of the day. So here's our next project. This is a foundation of a shed that used to be here. I took the shed down actually a couple days ago. Did not videotape that, and so this is just going to be taking the rest of the foundation down. I don't know if I'm going to keep. I'm rebuilding this shed somewhere else at home, but I don't know if I'm going to keep this plywood foundation. I want to really see what it looks like on the bottom side. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe not. But I think the 2x4s and the concrete pillars all should be good. And so, yeah, I'm going to be taking this down, and I'm going to take the plywood with me one way or the other, whether I use it for the floor or for something else. Let's do another project.
Screws are definitely faster to take out. Nails are easier and faster to put in. Sucks to be on this end of the project. Of course, I was on the other end of the project with the nailer. Self-pierce hair.
That part's done, and I'm a sweaty mess. But all I have left is this foundation, and it's 10 by 12. My trailer is 4 by 8. I think if I can get it down to 6 by 10, cut it in half, and stack them, I can put that on my trailer and take this all today. So that's my plan. Just knock the 2x4s off the ends, the stringers, divide the foundation into 2 halves, stack it up, and then get the concrete pillars out the bottom, and call it a day, at least on this project. All right, let's get it done. It's working pretty well. Just stack it on a trailer like that. So, yeah. This one will probably split in half too. All right, well, getting pretty close to the end of this job. I've got the concrete foundation pieces to pull up, and then once those are out of the way, I'll be able to unscrew those corkscrews out of the ground, get my trailer loaded, get everything strapped up, and head home. Not planning to unload this today. That's another day's project, but yeah, this one's been killer as far as wearing me out. So I'm kind of glad I waited later in the day to do this, because a lot of the other stuff wouldn't have gotten done. I've been laying on the couch or snoozing somewhere in my chair if I'd done this earlier in the day, but pushing through, getting it done, getting all this stuff home, and finishing the project. See you later. So that's what the trailer full of the foundation from the shed looked like coming home. And we'll unload that tomorrow probably. All right, back in business. Cleaning out the back of my car is gonna be another project. So this toolbox, I used to have a standard kind of toolbox, And it got stolen actually at a job site at the dance studio. We got broken into and a bunch of my tools got stolen. So with the insurance money, I went and got a new toolbox, and I really kind of like this soft-sided one. And I love it. It's great. There's millions of pockets. Everything fits in there. A million things. And the only thing I don't like about it is it tips over in my car, and then everything dumps out, and so then everything becomes a big mess, and then I have to reorganize it. Now you're probably saying I should find a solution for that, and I probably should. I should tether it or something like that in here, but I just never get around to doing that part of the job. And the toolbox ends up being dumped out over and over and over again, and so it is in that mess right now. So that's all the garbage from either the toolbox or from the project doing the shed foundation and all the nails and stuff. Deal with all that later. So here's the end of the day. Burning all the cutoffs and junk in the fire pit. Relaxing. Watching everything burn. It's been a good day.